Well, hello, my favorite Taurus.
Good morning. Good morning. I had to come and see it for myself. I thought this was the glitch. Like, are we in the Matrix?
Nope, no glitch. We having an actual show today.
Oh wow! I'm so surprised.
Yes, and just to let the listeners know, and shout out to all the listeners who aren't listening live, but will be listening later. Yep. Until the election, the show will be only 3 days a week, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, up until after the election.
Boo.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes. Tomatoes. Tomatoes. Boo.
Ah, hello, happy. And welcome to this Friday. It is Friday, October 18th, in today's edition of Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. We will be getting started in just a moment. And while we wait, let me share some links. Of course, I want to share the Sherry Show's website. Chris, hello to one of the only few Capricorn men I trust with my wallet. I won't trust you to drive me nowhere though, because you like to get in them self-driving cars, and you know I don't get down like that. I need an actual driver at the wheel. So, because I have a lot of tea to cover today, I'm actually just going to go ahead and get started with the Sherry tea and get it out the way. So, Sherry, she actually had a really good show today that I enjoyed. I'm gonna show y'all this mess of an outfit she was wearing, but hey, Sherry, honey, if you like it, I love it. So you really can't see it from this picture, but them jeans had it. She looked like she done took it all the way back to maybe 2003 with them bedazzled jeans. I'm like, girl, is your stylist trying to set you up, honey? What is going on? 'Cause some days it's a hit and some days it's a miss. But she started the show talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac, and she talked about the new addition, Stacey Rush, who was formerly of QV. She worked for QVC, and so far from what I've seen, she seems okay. She was definitely a better mix with the girls than that last girl Necca was. And so and John Murray, he mentioned that he and Stacey Rush actually had a show together, so he's worked with her before and is very familiar with her. Then Sherry went on to talk about Judge Mathis pretty much trying to get his wife back. And Sharon, I told y'all, I don't know what's going on with that Hot Topics team, but they will share like 2 or 3 week old news. I'm like, girl, did we anyway? Oh, go ahead, Will.
Auntie, that actually makes sense considering the demographic of like daytime viewership in general. Like, they're not like, well, most of the viewership, they're not usually privy to online situations until it's spoken about on national television. So that might give a little bit more insight.
It actually does. So touche. Everybody Hot Topic team can't be like what Wendy's was. So that was that. She talked about Judge Mathis trying to get his wife back, trying to do everything he can, just being super duper pretty much all the stuff he should have been doing before, early in their marriage. Now he want to do it now when she about to leave his ass. But anyway, then she went on to talk about Tyler Perry, his new movie that's going to be coming on Netflix and with Kerry Washington. It looks like some type of a soldier type movie. And yes, I plan to hate watch just like everybody else. So that was pretty much it. And she really didn't talk about much in her hot topics. Say you and them thumbs down with. Then so her first guest that she had on was Bridget Monahan. And I got a picture for y'all. Bridget looked cute in her pink suit. Almost kind of looked a little bit like Shawnee O'Neal. Cause you know Shawnee O'Neal lives for a pink suit, honey. So they interview, and it was actually a nice interview. I loved her Bridget's personality. She had a really fun personality. She was just giggling and kikiing with Sherry. It was cute to look at. And she talked about how Blue Bloods, you see the show that she's been is going to be ending after 14 seasons. And she talked about she celebrates. She was like, I hate to, have to lose a job like this, but whatever. I had a lot of fun on the show. Da 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 da. She went on to talk about she's celebrating her ninth anniversary with her husband. And her and Sherry was talking about like meeting your partners later in life. She said she didn't meet her husband until she was in her 40s. And then Sherry mentioned she was like, every time you're in a role, you usually play like a strong woman, a fighter, a doctor. And Bridget was like, yeah, I don't do white and demure roles very well. I like to get into action. And then they talked about it's going to be the upcoming is the 25th anniversary of Coyote Ugly. And Sherry was like, "Oh, to celebrate, do you plan on dancing on the bar?" And she was like, "I don't know if I'll do that because I'll throw my hip out." So that was a fun interview. And today's word of the day, they announced the word of the day while she was interviewing her. The word of the day is sunshine. So y'all see in slide 2, you can go to sherryshow.com, click on the Real Good Time giveaway, and put in the word of the day, and hopefully one of us will win that trip on the Sherry Show. Oh, and one thing I actually did forget to mention in during Sherry's Hot Topic segment, I noticed this as I was posting the picture. I saw I had this picture here. She said some fans was talking about how her legs looked on the show. Like her legs look like they put on backwards or something, like some Mr. Potato Head legs or something like that. And you see one girl said that she had to take a screenshot and zoom in just to make sure she won't tripping. So that Sherry was like, "Yeah, sometimes I wear things. It's an optical illusion." And she sits the same way in every show. She always got that leg crossed over. So yeah, it can look a little weird.
Which further proves my point because you look at where they're pulling these comments from, aka Facebook. Mostly people of a certain generation are using Facebook nowadays.
Yep. Yes, indeed. The only thing I really use it for is to be nosy. And then the Sherry Show continued. So she interviewed Damon John from Shark Tank. And I'm sharing a picture of that. Damon was having because Tank has won an Emmy. So David, he was sitting there playing with his Emmy, taking pictures with it, brought the Emmy to Sherry Show and had it sitting in the front row in the audience. It was so cute. But he talked about how 16 seasons of Shark Tank has been on for 16 seasons. And what I didn't know, he was saying like I knew like the picture. I knew that when they recorded, it was going to be definitely a little longer than what we see on TV. But what I didn't know is that these pictures they get an hour and usually use up that whole hour to pitch. But we as viewers only see like 8 minutes of the pitch. So now Shark Tank is not something I watch regularly, but I do watch like every now and then. And then I see like a lot of people have tried to like mimic that with their own type of show. One thing Damon did though that I did not like, and I would advise him to never do that shit again because it was not a good look. He was sitting there because Cheryl was like, you have a poker face on the show, and usually when I think you're gonna invest in somebody you usually don't invest. And he was like, well, yeah, sometimes I listen to what Mark, or I forgot the other guy's name. He's like, I listen to what they say, and if they agree with it, then I'll be like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Like, sir, don't do that. You are definitely as intelligent as they are. You deserve to be where you are, and you are a very smart man. So do not downplay yourself, especially in the room. You the only black person on that show, and you downplaying yourself and your capabilities in front of all them white people. I don't like it. So don't do that no more, Damon. And then the show ended pretty much. At the end of the show, like after the interviews, they kind of do like some filler stuff where Sherry plays games and shows old pictures and stuff. They did bring I forgot her name, but I really like her because she's been on the Winning Show before. Her name starts with an M, and I totally forgot it, and I'm sorry, but she usually comes on and talk about things that you can buy by way of morningsave.com. I'm sharing the site. Y'all can totally look at it if you want to. I'm not buying not one thing on there. All them shoes is ugly. I don't need that curling iron. The oven might be a good buy, but I feel like you can get it cheaper from somewhere. But whatever. So y'all can go on morningsave.com and look at the deals that they have that they shared on the Sherry Show.
Well, that's nice.
Exactly. Well, that is it for the Sherry news, honey. Now it's tea time. And of course, y'all know I like to start off tea time with the latest Diddy news that I was able to see. And I'm going to be sharing a link from TMZ. So as we know that his attorneys are trying their hardest to get him bonded out of jail. And because of this, the feds have actually wrote a they wrote a letter to the courts, to the appellate judges. And let me see, let me read this. It says the U.S. Attorney's Office is responding to Diddy's latest effort to get released on bail, filing new docs to remind the judge what the defendant has allegedly done in the past to obstruct justice. In the docs, they focus on the infamous Cassie beating video from March of 2016 at the LA Intercontinental Hotel, where they say Diddy was hosting a freak off. Although there's still no mention of Cassie by name, federal prosecutors describe everything we've seen in the video. Diddy punching the victim, throwing her to the ground, kicking her, and attempting to drag her back to the hotel room. What prosecutors really want the judge to focus on, though, is what happened when the hotel security approached Diddy after seeing the beating on the surveillance cameras. According to the docs, the Bad Boy Records founder attempted to bribe the hotel security officer with a stack of cash in exchange for his silence. Although the security officer turned down the money, the feds say Diddy directed his staff to obtain the video, and within days it disappeared from the hotel's computer servers. As a result, the feds are formally asking the appeals court judges to affirm the lowest court decision to deny Diddy bond and hold him in custody pending trial. So, baby, the feds say, no, we don't want him to get out. Keep his ass in there. He deserves to be in there. And not only is Diddy, they trying to get Diddy, honey, they trying to get all the people that he was associated with. So y'all are familiar with Tony Busby, the attorney that's representing like over 100 alleged victims in the Diddy cases. So I'm sharing an In Touch Weekly link, and pretty much what this link is telling us is that his famous friends are pretty much settling with victims outside of court to assure they are not named in the impending lawsuits. So Busby claims plans are in the works to sue several celebrities who allegedly helped the musician cover up sexual abuse that occurred at the rapper's parties. And he says, and I quote, if you were attending one of these parties or knew what was going to happen, that if knew what was going to happen, that is, you knew that a particular drug was being used in drinks that was causing people to be coerced and taken advantage of. And you were there in the room and you participated or you watched it happen and didn't say anything. Or you helped cover it up, in my view, you have a problem. So he also says, and because this is I'm sorry, and it's because it's in the best interest of the victim, we attempt to resolve these matters without filing a public lawsuit. and we have done that already. So his famous friends are settling with the victims out of court, so they won't be revealed in trial. Mm-mm. So that's the latest Diddy news. I'm sure there's going to be more coming Monday. So there will be a show on Monday. Will
Are you sure?
yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not sure if you reported this, Auntie, but I did read something yesterday in regards to the diddler, and I know a speculation that the baby oil and lubricant allegedly was laced with GHB, and they actually confirmed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
He's,
talk about that.
oh, okay. He's not going nowhere.
Hmm. No way. So you might as well just try to get comfortable in that Brooklyn facility that he's in, because no, sir, you're not going anywhere. So that's it. Now, this is something I wasn't sure if y'all would care about it or not, but I'm gonna still talk about it anyway. So you see, I just shared an article from People, and you see the headline says pregnant Gypsy Rose Blanchard reveals why she and her boyfriend Ken Urker will live separately to co-parent their baby girl. So Gypsy Rose was on a podcast recently. Looks like how you say this guy name? The Vial Files. I don't know this person. But she was saying that because of due to the restrictions of her parole, she is not able to live with her boyfriend Ken Urker and will have to reside with her parents for the first few months after of the baby's life. And she says, and I quote, "So I am living with my parents, which is an hour away from Ken, who Ken actually let me see, wait a minute. I'm sorry, before I misspeak. So I'm living with my parents and cut off, which is an hour away from Ken. Yep. And Blanchard, she's living in her dad's home in Louisiana. She also says, I'm going to be there until the end of my parole. So we're like, okay, how's this going to work when the baby is born? Like, how many days could I spend with you, and how many days can you spend with me?" She said, and you know who, let's see, you know who she will be with us. As you know, we're going back and forth, and we're kind of essentially co-parenting, even though we're together. So having that restriction in particular poses an issue. And so is that something that we had talked about and so that is something that we talked about extensively. And also, I mean, this is a new relationship in a sense. Even though we have a history behind our relationship and a foundation, we're just getting back together after a 5-year separation. So yep. So for when the baby will be born, they won't be able to live together. She's still under parole, has to use her parents' address. And then she also told him, I'm going to share another article. She also told this podcaster that she's actually, when her daughter is old enough, she's going to let her daughter read her memoir and even watch a documentary about her. She said she wants her daughter to see that she's not a monster. I don't really think, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I really didn't see anyone calling her that. Pretty much everyone had the same sentiment that she was a victim. So but maybe people were in her mentions in social media calling her a monster and stuff. I don't know, but I didn't see it. But yeah, she's gonna let her daughter read the memoir and even watch the documentary if she wants to. She said when she's old enough though. So that's that on Gypsy Rose. I told y'all wouldn't care about that story.
I don't know who that lady is, but the whole thing sounds ghetto as hell.
It is. It is. Oh, now Wednesday, y'all remember when I talked about Safari was trying to get his child support payments lowered. So right after the show ended, he actually came out with his side of the story and had receipts to prove it. So I'm sharing a TMZ link, and I hope I'm going to try to share my screen so we can watch this video together. But hello, my Jamaican queen.
You recording this? Oh yeah, I can't
It
cuss.
is recorded. You can
I-
curse, just don't curse in patois.
Okay, I see where I
Hello,
gotta go to
Chili.
get some of y'all motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can't even get a reply from a text. I'm talking to that bald headed shine one right here. Where my
Ooh.
goddamn wig at, Will? I need my damn wig. You
Now,
need
No,
to
not
you
too
don't.
much
stop.
with my favorite Taurus.
No, you don't, Marcia. Oh, no, you don't, Wig.
Mm-hmm. I need my wig.
No, it blew away. You put enough bobby pins on it, so it flew away. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. German, how about they sent out an email saying we gotta stop eating our car? And that's
What?
why the cafeteria
Uh,
is there.
why?
The way I told that supervisor for the suck our mother.
Now, didn't I say no cursing in patois?
Oh shit.
Now that's
Mm.
kind of stupid though. What? How they gonna tell you what you can do in your own car?
Exactly. In my own time. I told
Because
her if I wanted to go sit up in a bathroom and eat my food, it's none of her business. I want to go on top of the roof where it's safe, it's none of her business. This is my time. And don't nobody want to sit up in that room with them damn trifling ass hoe.
I know that's
did
right, Salt.
anybody,
Huh?
Hello, Chili.
Hi,
hi,
chill.
did
I see
anybody else eat in their car other than you?
a bunch of us eating the car. They'll talk about that's why the
Oh.
cafeteria is there in the cafeteria. I guess some girl fell asleep in her car. That's her problem. She's stupid. Had alarm and everything. Didn't hear through the alarm. Girl, how about she sleep through to
Oh,
the next shift?
so she punished everybody before for one person. Yeah, I hate when they do that.
Yeah. I was like, make me. Make me.
I
Okay?
imagine that there's going to be a lot of pushback against that because when I tell you, I'm positively sure. I don't know for sure, but I'm like probably like 95% sure. There's nothing in y'all employee handbook that says you can't eat your lunch in your car.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Exactly. And come and they come and see how they gonna try to amend that shit about eating and come up with some fuckery. Mm-hmm. That's some cause she gonna fall asleep in that car. What that got to do with me? I ain't never fall asleep in my car. Shit, don't nobody want to see them fucking piece of trash. He's sitting in the lunchroom. They gonna try to have comments. Don't speak to me. Don't speak to me. I told one the other day. Don't speak to me. You don't need to speak to me. Don't nod. Don't wave. Don't say nothing to me. We ain't on the floor. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, y'all remember the last employer that I had, I couldn't stand that job. So anytime that I had to leave, I had to leave that building. I was not. They had a cafeteria in there too, but I wasn't finna sit in there. I needed to step away
No,
from the building. My
you
car
need to
was
step
my
away from the
sanctuary.
building. I told her it helped my mental health. This is my sanctuary. Okay. I go in my car for my religion to pray and to be with God. Cause you need Jesus swiping into this motherfucker. Okay. She said, okay, Marcia. I said, don't okay me. She seen me pick up my bag. Oh, did you see that? No, I did not. She was like, I done put in my employee number and press enter. Don't speak to me.
I know that's right.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Auntie, who ain't paid their child support?
And well, before y'all came in, we were talking about because I actually covered how Safari Samuels was trying to get his child support payments lowered because currently he's paying up.
Who is that? Who that be?
How you don't know who your Jamaican cousin is? Strit.
Millennium government name. Okay, I know straight.
Yep. So he was trying to get he's currently paying over $4,500 in child support monthly. He was trying to get those payments lowered, and then the article that I shared on Wednesday also said that the kids are actually with him for weeks at a time. as opposed to the agreed upon like 12-day period that the kids are supposed to be with them. So the kids are actually there for months. So that's why he's trying to Erica Mena pretty much painted him as a deadbeat dad. He didn't like that, so he came out and responded to that like almost immediately after after the show ended, and he had receipts. So we're gonna try to watch that together. I hope the video and audio does well. I'm gonna play a little bit at first, and y'all tell me how that sounds. Give me 1 second. And it's about a 3-minute long video. Y'all should see my screen and see the TMZ post. Give me 1 second. Where is that video, honey?
Did you
Is
see
this
my
it?
post
No,
I
that's
put
just
in
a
the chat?
picture.
Oh, damn it.
Yes, I responded with
You did?
yes, I did.
Bumba.
Ooh, she
Now my
cussing.
computer want to delay. You better get it together. Here it is. This is acting funky. I wanted y'all to see the seats that he shared. I was like, oop. Let me try it
Yeah,
this way.
video
That's
was
what
crazy.
that's what you get. These women out here be dragging these men.
Well, she been crazy. I don't even know why he procreated
Oh,
with that
damn.
fool.
She is a
Because he's
couple not short of a
Right.
fruitcake. Yeah, the elevator don't go to the top floor.
Never did.
Who the baby
it does
mama?
not.
Well,
Erica Mena.
oh,
She done been with everybody on the show,
Jesus.
arguing and fighting and going on.
Yes, yes, indeed. And the crazy thing is, when they met, they actually met on the show that I really enjoyed. VH1 had a show called Scared Famous,
Mm-hmm.
and it was almost like their version of what's that show called? Fear Factor.
Oh,
It
Mm-hmm.
was their version. So they took all the people from who star in like some of the VH1 shows and put them all in that house together. And they was doing like tasks and stuff. Redman was the host, but he and Minna, they met on. They said even back then I was like, okay, does he not watch Love and Hip Hop?
he was on the show when she was on there, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I
He
mean,
had that turtle snapper, Auntie.
I guess.
he had to.
Turtle. That's a snapping you should have let go. That's what you get. Men I feel sorry for you.
Me neither, girl. And
Get
I'm
up,
gonna play a little bit of the
you
video.
lay down with dog, you rise with flea.
That's right. And I'm gonna play like maybe 5 seconds of this, and y'all tell me how the audio and video looks. Give me 1 sec.
And Parvo.
You in this 1 second.
And it's just so insane to me how people just
How did that
Keep,
sound for y'all?
keep playing. It's coming across good.
Keep playing.
Cool. All right.
oh yeah, you're a deadbeat. Yo, I know about real deadbeats, and this situation is all about control. This woman texts a naked picture of me to my mother and my sister because she wanted to let them know that, oh, you and your son, I'm pretty sure your son's not telling you what's really going on between us and all of this other nonsense. Okay, me and you are still, having a relation, and that's over with. Thank God that's over with. Like, I prayed about that, and there's absolutely nothing physical going on anymore. And you taking naked pictures and sending it to my mother and my sister to do what and prove what? My mother and my sister are the most least problematic people on earth. I have to put myself first because I'm either going to end up in jail or worse because I'm dealing with someone whose anger management is just non existent. I refuse to go to her house to pick up the kids. I refuse. I'm not.
As
It's just
should.
too unstable, too unpredictable. And
As you
the
should.
only way I would do it is either a police precinct or if the kids are somewhere else and I'm picking them up from there. But
Police
everything is
precinct.
just done off of
What?
spite and being malicious intent on the other end. Me, I don't move like that. I break stuff up in the house, has the kids running over glass, breaking stuff up outside.
Them poor children gonna be kids. He got two with her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nigga! You gonna go make two with that crazy hoe? She should beat you.
After that, I just was like, you know what? If I can't pick up my kids in a place that is like a drop off point or a police precinct, I'm not picking them up because I'm not going to her house ever again in life. Doing stuff like showing up in my crib 5 o'clock in the morning, pulling out a ladder, hopping the fence.
Oh my God, what is
Oh,
that?
bumper
Oh my God,
up the
what is that?
She still love you. She love you. That's all that is, love, baby. You know he love you. Girl.
She is bent.
Negro. Oh, he ain't no real
Banging
Jamaican,
on my
auntie.
windows. I'm not putting myself in any position to crash out, potentially snap, lose my like. Come on, because there's people who be in situations like this. Everyone's not able to like be this cool.
He ain't no real Jamaican, auntie. Mm-mm.
Well, he is definitely very Americanized,
He's
but what
Americanized because a real Jamaican would have beat our blood clots.
girl, don't be
He,
saying that on a recorded line.
oh, damn, auntie, you can't delete it?
No,
Happy, fix it, Happy.
fix it,
Go to the
Happy.
back and
Fix it.
fix it.
That is crazy though. Boy, you need a lot of restraint because I would have. Ooh,
Ooh, I'm gonna do like German. Boy, a real Jamaican with a boy. Boy,
Exactly.
a real Jamaican with a boy.
That's
Mm.
better.
Boy, 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 boy. A real Jamaican.
But yeah, and just imagine like if he wouldn't have had this like the receipts that he put, he did a real good job editing the video and everything. But
mm,
like from what we've seen on Love and Hip Hop and stuff, it was very easy for us to believe that he was a deadbeat father. So he coming out, he's like, no, that's not the case, and this girl is crazy. So I'm glad he's speaking of it. Well, we kind of already knew Erica Mena was crazy as hell.
he showed the kids saying they don't even want to be with her.
See,
They don't want to live with her. They want to stay with him because she is crazy. I
hmm
would scream it and holler at them too.
oh, I'm sure of it, not no doubt in my mind. And I'm gonna reset my web browser. I'm seeing y'all. I'm seeing double profiles. Give me, sorry, Marcia. Give me 1 sec.
I think he should file for full custody, to be honest. But he doesn't want to do that, probably because it would dampen his lifestyle. And
Oh, that's what it is.
at this point, I think with this video and the kids saying that they don't want
Oh,
to
that's
go
what it is.
to her, yeah, he should file for full custody. He probably doesn't want to do.
Yeah, so that's
Thank you,
that on
Charmaine.
that.
Can I just ask you a question about the previous slide?
Yeah,
Why
uh-huh.
why Gypsy Rose and her boyfriend won't be living together?
What but, due to the restrictions of her parole.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hey,
Yep. So,
motherfucker still saying hello with me in the fucking car. Shit.
and before y'all came in, we was pretty much talking about how she's getting used to that new arrangement. She's staying with her dad and stepmom, and she lives about an hour away from her child's father. So they're
Okay.
trying to navigate how to, they was like, it's technically a co-parenting, even though we still together. And
Mm-hmm.
then I shared another link. I don't know if you see it that she plans to talk to her daughter about her life, and will let her daughter read her memoir and even watch the documentary when she's old enough.
Oh, so she is going to tell her. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Alrighty.
And and the next thing I have for y'all know I like to talk about Dave Grohl and his Foo Friddle.
Who? Oh, Dave Grohl.
The, the lead singer of the Foo Fighters who
Yeah,
had that outside baby on his wife.
right.
And this I just shared this site from Daily Mail. And what it says there was a telling sign that Dave Grohl's troubled 21-year marriage to his second wife, Jordan Bloom Grohl, was still in major turmoil as he stopped by a gas station in Los Angeles on Thursday amid his secret love child scandal. The philandering 55-year-old was still not wearing his wedding ring while purchasing what appeared to be 4 packs of cigarettes. He said he's gone from being a rock god to a scumbag overnight. It changed the dynamic and he hates it. Well, good. Then it says he's also got to go. He also got to go along if he wants to save his marriage. Jordan and the kids are his life. An insider claimed he admit he was wrong, but he's under total scrutiny. He has no freedom. He's offering up phone text messages and constantly apologizing and going to therapy.
You early today?
Hmm.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Marcia.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
They say
Yeah.
he's trying to be a good dad, but at the same time, it's frustrating, and he doesn't understand these things can take months or even years to fix.
Oh, yeah. That kind of the betrayal. He doesn't understand. He's 55.
Hmm.
What he doesn't. What is it that he doesn't understand?
Well, I mean, he is a man.
I
Is
also
that?
think it just caught up with him. That's all. It's not the early 2000s anymore when the Foo Fighters were at their peak of success. Now they're in a whole entire state of their artistry and how they where they stand in music in general. So I can understand how he's having difficulty navigating it. But however, at the same time, it was like, oh, you should have prepared for this if this is how you decide you were going to maneuver in and outside of your marriage with his Foo phallus.
Mm.
That part.
Oh, he thought he was just going to say sorry, and his wife was going to be okay.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
not the first time. You can tell it's not the first time.
Mm. I
And
doubt it.
I imagine her, she was probably like, probably had the same feelings as Wendy Williams. Like, I know you cheating, but just don't be out here having no outside babies. And once he had that outside baby, that's what's.
Yep. Step too far.
Hmm. And this article also says Jordan has been in a state of confusion as she ditches her wedding ring uh and vows divorce. One moment to wearing the ring at home and sobbing because she doesn't want the marriage to end. Her besties have begged her to move forward with the split and not to go back at any cost.
Oh,
And this is the part that made me giggle. It says one of her friends, who's been a close confidant for many years, even told Jordan she'll lose total respect for her if she takes Dave back, and she'll walk away from their decades-long friendship.
oh wow. Now, come on now. That's come on.
Yeah,
Can't tell. You can't tell her what to do. I
you
wouldn't.
really can't.
No, I wouldn't. Take away my friendship for that. But let that woman make her decision. It's her marriage.
Exactly.
But I actually understand where the friend is coming from because I think one part that's missing is that we don't understand the dynamics of those two and what their friendship entailed. So the person who is stating, like, if you go back, the friendship is over, she's probably tired of hearing the bullshit and being the support person because her friend is not making sound decisions for herself when offering advice. So I can kind of understand where that friend is coming from. That should get exhausting after a while.
Yeah, well, just say don't talk about it anymore. They have a family. I mean, it's not just them two. They have
Yeah.
kids, so if she doesn't want to hear it, just say don't talk about it anymore. But to just say you won't be friends if you stay, we don't, like you say, we don't know the dynamics. I think that's a bit much, but hey, maybe she is sick of it. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I see who are gluttons for punishment. So I get and you get so frustrated with them. It's like, girl, I know you smart. Why aren't you acting like it? But
Yeah,
the other side of me is like, you know what? This is her life. There are kids involved.
right.
So
Sounds like it's over though. At this point,
mhm,
it's hard to come back from
yeah.
because now you got to pay child support too. And like you said, well, they're
Yep.
not the pinnacle of their careers anymore, so it's a financial hit as well as a hit to their marriage. Hmm.
Well, you know who else is getting hits online, honey? LeBron
Whoa!
James.
I was waiting for the hammer to drop on LeBron. The rumors have been out there.
Well, this way I'm not gonna say I don't really understand the backlash, but it's kind of like, dang, of all the things that he's done, this is what got fans to be
Oh,
upset with him.
that's what they're getting heat for. Oh,
So,
he got way
I don't know if
more than
y'all
that.
heard, but Big Meech from BMF, he's been released from
Hmm.
prison. He's staying in the halfway house now. Oh, I'm sorry, Chill was going in and out. What you say?
Yeah, I was saying that he got way more to be upset about than that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Go
So
ahead.
where it said he tweeted, "Welcome home, Big Meech."
Hmm.
He tweeted, "Welcome
Why did
home,
Big
Big
Meech go to prison?
Meech." And then because of that, a lot of people were in it. I just shared the link from allhiphop.com. A lot of things, girl. Drug trafficking. I believe there were some. I don't want to misspeak, but I believe that there
Oh,
were some murders. But I know the he was under like a
okay,
RICO where they.
okay.
So when he tweeted "Welcome home, Big Meech," it was some people that was in his, and y'all will see it. A screenshot of that. One person said, "Grow up, nigga. Didn't you read the Malcolm X book? You think he would have wanted you to welcome him home?" And then somebody else said, "Look at you glorifying the wrong people." And then somebody else said, "Welcome home, a murderer, killer of kids through drugs, killer of countless mothers, fathers, hands, and families. You want to fit
Mm.
in so bad. You want to be hip and cool so bad that you just follow whatever is deemed cool at the moment. Shame on you. Grow the fuck up."
I was
Mm-mm.
wondering he supported that little leprechaun that went to prison. He was in the car banging to his music,
Exactly.
and when all those allegations came out, so fuck LeBron.
He needs to be worried about where he's going to get his hair plugs from because he's running out of places to pull it from.
He going ball where he took him from
Look,
the
he
last
better
time.
go to Turkey.
Oh my God.
Oh, take it out his
He
face,
better buy
didn't
him a plane ticket to Turkey.
he? Yeah, I've been done with him.
Now, here's a story. I think the only person who's going to care about this is Happy, actually. So, do y'all remember? I'm sure y'all, because like even if you didn't watch Vanderpump Rules, you still saw that the what they would call the Scandival when Tom Sandoval cheated on Ariana with her best friend Raquel. real name Rachel, but she calls herself Raquel.
Uh huh.
Well, I'm about to share because this is page 6, so I'm gonna have to share my screen. But Raquel actually had a podcast that started up no last year, and she's about to quit. She's about to quit doing it. You see, the headline says Raquel Levis
Mm-mm.
quits podcast less than a year after launch, and then she quotes, "I'm done with the Vanderpump Rules drama." Right.
It's
So
taking a while to
she
load.
says, and I quote, "I decided to walk away from continuing the podcast because I was tired of being asked to be the face of the show. She stated that instead she's choosing move ad. This ad. Why can't they just have ads that's just not so invasive? But yeah, what was that section? Oh, here it goes. So it said instead she wants to show up as every single day. I'll be focusing on myself, my healing, and the new relationship that I'm in. She teased before getting into an interview. This is Raquel right here. We need to bring back shame, and that Vanderpump Rules scandal is gonna follow you forever, girl. Because now everybody's gonna see you as the girl who slept with her best friend's man. So, yeah, like I said, the only person who would care about that story would be happy. Next.
Well, that's nice.
Yes, good for her.
Good for her, honey. Now this next story. So y'all see, I just shared a link from In Touch Weekly, and you see it says Drake reached out to J Lo after she filed divorce from being Affleck, and it said that Canadian is a mess, honey.
Oh my God.
And it says and what this article reminded me is that they actually did have like a little fling back in 2016. I totally forgot about that.
Mm.
But it says a source exclusively tells In Touch that Drake and J Lo have been in regular contact, exchanging flirty late night calls and texts.
Mm.
As soon as she filed the papers, Drake reached out. The insider continues. He was very sweet and told her what a fool being is for letting her get away, and then he quickly let her know that he's ready and willing to step in to satisfy her. And then, like this says, J Lo and Drake were first romantically linked in 2016 after sharing cozy photos on Instagram and being spotted kissing in videos at a prom theme party. Months later, the New York native admitted that they were just hanging out, but did not delve further into specifics of their relationship. And the insider says they have their own history and a lot of chemistry, so it really did make her so it really did do a lot to make her smile. Getting that kind of attention when she was feeling so low was exactly what she needed. Now they're texting every day and things are getting hot. The, the insider explains that Jennifer's guards are up as she's well aware of Drake's player ways. While JLo may not be putting him in the relationship category, uh, Drake definitely meets her needs for a hookup. He's very he's very intelligent and romantic, and she can count on him being discreet because he's always kept her secrets in the past. It's still in the sexting stage, but she loves hearing from him and sharing sexy selfies, and he's very quick to compliment her and lays it on thick. When Jennifer's ready to take things to the next level with the Canadian rapper, Drake is prepared to drop everything and meet her wherever she wants. It's just a matter of her being in the right headspace.
Mm. Mm.
Please. Like, first of all, who hasn't Drake been connected with? And two, if you look at his track record and all the people that have entertained him, he hasn't been able to lock any of them down. It's like, why would she even consider putting herself in that situation?
Isn't she too old for him?
Oh, oh, wake it up. Wake
I'm
it
I'm not
up,
sure.
honey.
I'm not sure about that. It's like he's if anything, she's gonna be the source of Drake making even more depressing music that nobody cares about, but middle aged and teenage white women like, please, please,
Mm.
please. Like,
Exactly.
can they just hook up in private, please? We do not care. We
Hey,
truly don't.
if she like it, I love it. Whatever.
Exactly.
I don't want to know about it.
Period.
So that was that on that, honey. I'm sure we'll probably hear some more about this later.
Oh, if they hook up, I'm sure that'll be
Unfortunately.
the end of it. It'll be paparazzi, paparazzi. Oh, J Lo and Drake spotted here, there, wherever. Ooh, child.
Hi, Quinn, Libra Queen. Hi, Ashley. Quinn, when is I feel like your birthday is either coming up or
Just
did it
passed.
pass? It just passed. I missed it. Damn it. I'm so sorry. Quinn, happy belated birthday, my love. I'm so sorry I missed it. Now, this next story I have for y'all, I was like, oh. So Fat Joe was just on Shannon Sharp's show, Club Shay Shay, and he talked about how his ex abandoned their son Joey after learning about his Down syndrome diagnosis and his autism diagnosis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I actually have a clip where he talked about it. It's an Instagram video.
He's at Joe now.
Hmm.
He ain't Fat Joe no more.
Well, he's still Fat Head Joe. I tell you that. I have my own personal feelings about Fat Joe because
Okay.
I just feel like he oversteps his position in black culture, and I don't like it, especially that time when he telling us that we need to stop saying the N word. Like, you get your fat head behind out my way. Don't be telling me you got me messed up.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Will.
Auntie, to me, it sounds like you want to call him a knock knee motherfucker. Is that correct?
Well, yes, I do. Thank you. It's almost like you can read my mind. So I'm gonna give me 1 second, and I'm gonna share this video. Hopefully, it plays, and y'all can see it clearly. Let me refresh it so it can start from straight from the beginning.
Tells us, hey, I got bad news to tell you. He shows us his hands. That's what he said. He got Down syndrome. He's going to be a big challenge. I'm there with my mother, my father, and his mother. And his mother was like, yo, I can't do this. I'm going to have to give him up for adoption. And my mother was like, you crazy bitch. Like, you ain't giving up my fucking, like, and so we raised him. I never seen his mother again, is what I'm trying to tell you, is that. So she was born. Yeah, she never visited him again. I'm not here to kick and watch, you know, she never, she abandoned a kid. Yeah. So we raised him by ourselves. He don't know no other family. He don't know. It's not because we didn't allow that. His mom's just, is crazy. She has never seen him again. And and it wasn't like I kept the door closed where she can't see her son. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was always available for her to see her son. But we got wicked people out there, whether man or female. It's usually the other way around. Baby come out Down syndrome, the man run away. Shame on you. Father's got to be a father. I don't know how to be a fake father. I don't know how to be a fake father.
So, and then he also went on to talk about like how his son knows that he has a good relationship with Joe's two younger children. He recognizes them as his younger siblings, and he's the dawn of the family. So I just thought that was so sad. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I commend Joe for stepping up like that. He's always, regardless of Well, I wasn't aware of what he did in regards to what Auntie was referring to, but however, like my exposure to Fat Joe in like the public arena has been that of a stand-up person for the most part. So it further validates those feelings to me, and it's unfortunate that his child's mother decided to take that route, and I'm kind of I would be concerned if she decided she wanted a quote unquote relationship with her son now, you know.
Yep,
But yeah,
I agree.
but, but yeah, it's good for his son for having such a supportive environment where he's able to kind of throw, grow and thrive. You know, like, you can never go wrong with that.
Damn right. And let me tell y'all one thing about y'all. So y'all know who Michael Beach is, right? The actor.
I
No,
don't.
He was the one who played Miles in Soul Food, who slept with Faith behind Terry's back.
the little kid.
No,
Oh,
no. What was? Am I? Maybe I misspeaking. Was his name? I thought his name was Miles. Or anyway, he was. Y'all. I'm sure y'all remember the Terry's husband who slept with cousin Faith. That's who Michael Beach is. And his real life, I'm not gonna say it's messy, but it's kind of like, what y'all doing over there? So I'm sharing this link here oop, from Atlanta Black Star, and y'all see the headline say where he says it's just not going to happen. He refuses to put his ex-wife out of the house with him and his current wife. So it
Mm.
says Michael Beach and his wife of 17 years, Alicia, whom he married back in 2007, and his ex-wife Tracy of 8 years, both live in the same home with him in what he describes as a functional blended family. And I did not know this man had a total of 8 kids.
You can also use timers to turn
8 kids. So that was and the crazy thing is, chill. I remember we were having a conversation offline yesterday about like new wives and ex-wives and stuff like that. And I just thought this is why I stay out of straight people business because this is a little strange. but, but hey, if it works for them and they like it, I love it.
See, this is my wheelhouse. I wouldn't have a problem with it if they all okay with it. Why not? If she needs, a place to stay, help take care of the kids, whatever, you know.
I guess. Because if I was Alicia, the new wife, honey, I'd be like, why she got to stay here? What y'all doing? I don't know. But yeah, this is not for me to understand. This is straight people business, and I need to stay out of it. But y'all think Michael Beach might have that hammer? Like that guy,
no,
I don't know.
not now that I did a little Google search as you were speaking because I wasn't familiar with him, and I do recall seeing him in quite a few television shows, movies, and music videos as well. And you can definitely tell he was given very much Shamar Moore in the '90s. So 8 kids is actually pretty low, if I'm being honest.
Yo. Yes, and one of the most recent things he did, he played in the show that Apple TV Plus show, Truth Be Told. He actually played Octavia Spencer's ex-husband, and I thought he did really good in that show. But that was a good show, and he did well in it. So good luck to them, and y'all continue with that modern family.
Well,
And I
it
have
seems
two
to
more
be
stories.
working for them. I mean.
Yeah, if it's working for them, if they like it, I love it. And I have two more stories to share. One, I'm sharing a Bossip link where Cardi B, she actually got on a Twitter space and pretty much started talking. And basically, what she said in a nutshell is that she's looking to have a healthy co-parenting relationship with Offset. So she says, life has been really weird. I'm single and I've been having fun, but it feels like me being single and having fun, I have to stop it because I don't want I don't want it to get into the way of my work. I'm paranoid to give people my time. I'm just playing around. I want peace. I feel like 2 weeks ago there was a lot of beef. I feel like things are calming down right now. I don't want to have beef with anybody that I love. All the divorce things that happen, I want peace and I want friendship. I just want like a healthy co-parenting relationship, and co-parenting means no fucking, no flirting. I want peace. I want to be like my mom and my dad. They don't fuck with each other. They're just here for me and my sister. So that's that on that. I don't think it's gonna happen. I hear what you want, girl, but I don't think it's gonna happen. That man is toxic. He has showed you he is toxic. He does too many toxic things after y'all have broken up with y'all when she announced that divorce the first time. Then he just started appearing up at places that she was at, and it was just
Enough already. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about this bullshit. Like, look, at a certain point, you got to take accountability for what you allow in your space, in your life. So, I mean, what she's ultimately, even though his actions were abysmal, has essentially allowed him to enter into her life in so many different ways and capacities. Like, at a certain point, this is your doing. So I'm not sure what going on X Twitter Spaces and talking to your toxic ass fan base is going to do in terms of like making the situation better. It's like that's why I said we know too much about these people. We do not people who have lives. We don't give a fuck. We don't care. You know,
mm-hmm.
Like, just make the music or have somebody make the music for you. Go shut up and go away until you got something else. Like we don't care. We don't care. It's too much.
Agreed 200%, honey. It is too much. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. But if it is going to happen, or if she really, really wanted to happen, she should probably contact Leah Remini, because Leah Remini can show her how to do an amicable divorce. And the last story I'm going to share, I'm actually going to have to share my screen again because this is a page 6 article. So Leah Remini settles divorce from Angelo, her ex-husband Angelo, without attorneys after 21 years of marriage. After 21 years, and where I'm looking for the quote. Let me see. Sorry, y'all, about these ads. Ugh, this is terrible. Happy, I tell you what, girl, they need to hire you to judge up this website because this is crazy. So it says the party chose to resolve this matter through mediation proceeding, and each party made such decision freely, voluntarily, and without any pressure or duress from anyone. So they was able to get those court documents that were filed. So yeah, if Cardi B really want to get some advice on how to have a amicable divorce, she should probably contact Leah Remedy. They both New York girls. So hey. And that is that on that. Well, that was all the tea I have for y'all today. So I always like to ask, did y'all have any tea that you'd like to share, or anything that I may have missed in the news? Oop, don't all speak at once. Well, as
Oh,
always, I want to thank y'all for your support.
oh,
Like there will be oh, sorry, Will. Go ahead.
I had something else. I'm not sure if you spoke about this. Actually happened a couple of days ago. So did y'all happen to talk about Life Jennings getting rejected from a tiny desk because he was quote unquote not famous enough?
I did not talk about that, and I'm glad you brought that up because that actually upset me. That
How?
upset me very much because it's like Life Genesis, he's done the work, and then I could see if they didn't have other artists on there, like they literally have other artists with Tiny Desk concerts that nobody has ever heard of. So it's
Very
like
true.
it's like y'all singling him out for what? I didn't like it. I thought it was in poor taste.
Mm,
And maybe I'm a little biased because I have and listened to a good amount of his albums. So I like Life Jennings. I just thought that was unfair. Like, and I could if Tiny Desk didn't have other people, like then I'd be like, okay, maybe they have a point. But no, they playing in that man's face.
I disagree, but it's okay.
Oh, Ashley's coming up. Give me 1 second, boo. Hello, prideful Ashley.
Hi. Good afternoon, all. I I heard your frustration, Auntie, and I think you're 100% right about the fact that the platform allows people to find artists that haven't been uh, in the forefront in a minute and reconnect to their music. So this could have been an opportunity for a lot of people. I can't speak to the quality of the music today. Life is always different. But I'm just going to say that it seems like there's an imbalance here, and maybe I missed something. I could just not have the full story, but the point that you made, I think, stands. Like, there's some people that I've never heard of, but that's because they need to be introduced or reintroduced
Hmm.
by someone who's considered to be an authority in music taste, or like curating quality music selections for people. Um, and again, I can't speak to what happens once people get on the mic. That's not always that's not always they don't always show up 100%, but depending upon the artist, people really don't care. It's about the storytelling, or it's about seeing them, while they're here instead of, after they're gone. So I don't know.
I mean,
Just
I'm not a fan of Life, but I thought it was a little disrespectful to tell him that,
Yeah, and I didn't want to like compare because they are two different artists. But you remember what MTV did to Victoria Monet? It was like her story is not quite ready yet to be, and it's like, huh? As long as this girl has been performing, but I see what, especially with, now I thought we weren't gonna ever speak of this video ever again with Life Jennings singing in that concert, honey. Oh yeah, he was.
I did see that, and that was something to be held.
So, do we really want to sit through a 20-minute uh, YouTube video of that?
Yes, yes, I will sit through all 20 minutes of it.
Ooh,
So yeah, I thought Tiny Desk did him a little dirty.
a little.
I don't think so at all. If I'm being honest with you. But aside from my own personal opinions about the matter, I actually had to think about his discography and also think about the platform itself. And it's like they're looking to get numbers, correct? So a lot of the times for these tiny desks, they tend to get folks who are more popular, not only in genres that we in this room are familiar with, but others as well. And so they have to look at it from an analytics perspective. And I understand they could look at the optics of having Life Jennings and what he's been able to produce over the past 5 years, nothing, 10 years, nothing, 15 years, something, and look at it was like, and do we really want to go through the effort of flying him out, getting the band, do the rigmarole, invest that amount of money in the situation when in turn we probably only get half of that back based upon the viewership alone. So I kind of understand where it is that they're coming from. Granted, if they were to do something like a hodgepodge of like different artists, like Live Jennings with Bobby Valentino, that type of thing, I think that would be something that is more conducive to a quality show because they all have like maybe one to three songs anyway, so they
Oh
can
my
just
god.
cycle each of them through a session. I think that would be great. So, but like a show by himself, I kind of agree with MP. Or like he wouldn't be able to hold it by himself to get the intended outcome that they desire. So,
I see where you're coming from because that when you think of Life Jennings, you think of like his fan base is mostly older millennial, Gen X, and
Hmm.
Tiny Desk. They tend to want to get a Gen Z audience where they should get the views from them. So yeah, it wouldn't generate. So I see. Okay, when you're right, you're right.
True.
It was still mean though. They ain't have to do him like that.
That
no,
video
but
was atrocious. I'm
yeah,
like, oh,
it was
life, no.
it was honest. It was incredibly honest. So I applaud them for being honest with him because they could easily have him with his Beijing and Delulu land on the stage and have like a viral moment for all the wrong reasons. So thank you, NPR, for saving us all. God bless you.
Oh, well, okay, well, okay. We'll
And
give
do
you what
y'all even remember how he got started? A lot of people, because you remember he was on, he got his start from Showtime at the Apollo. He was a
That's
contestant on there.
the clown didn't
He
pull him off.
no, honey, he went on there and killed it. Him and his guitar, and because at first people were like, "Oh, what is it?" Because the way he was dressed, he had on the baggy jeans, the Timberlands, the big
Mhm.
shirt. And he came out there with a guitar, and baby, he sat in that stool and he gave you vocals, honey. So he won. I think he ended up coming back to.
Mhm.
I know he definitely won that night with the first time he performed.
But what happened to him?
the ancestor with him that night. God bless him. Um, no, it's the industry politics. He came out with quite a few albums, and either the I believe he was with J Records. If you recall, he did that remix with hypothetically with the legendary iconic Fantasia. Um,
Yes.
and they were label mates at the time, so naturally J Records folded. And so, of course, when they got bought out, like all of those artists got consumed into whatever conglomerate was labeled that was there. So ultimately, he got shelved. And then they let either he requested the release or they let him go. So, industry politics.
Yes, and speaking of Life Jennings, do y'all remember that girl? Rest in peace, Lala Brown. Remember the girl that he sang with in his song "Sex," and she was murdered. Her and her boyfriend were murdered in the studio.
Oh,
That was
no,
such a sad story.
I know nothing about that.
Yep. So, any other tea that anybody have that I might have missed or they wanted to share? All right, so I'm gonna take y'all silence as a no. So thank y'all for being here. Thank all the listeners who weren't able to join live but are listening at a later time. Y'all matter too. I really appreciate y'all. Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea will be back on Monday. And you remember next week, sorry Will, but next week will be a three-day show, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And thank y'all for y'all support and y'all enjoy y'all weekend.
Thank you, everybody.